Sorry, I had a power cut. It was automatically disconnected when the powers, when the electricity goes down. Right. So what we were discussing about, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
This slide. Right. We were discussing about this, setting objectives, selecting the trainer, now developing the lesson plan. Now, this is the lesson plan. For example, lesson plan is program outline. Our course outline is kind of a lesson plan, right? C1 form or course outline is kind of a lesson plan. A lesson plan is the trainer's guide for the actual delivery of the training content. Creating a lesson plan requires the trainers to determine what is to be covered, what areas to be covered. For example, the classic example is our C1 form or the course outline. So in that, basically, we can identify everything. What are the lessons we are going to cover and the time information, when they are going to be covered and how long a particular topic is discussed, and the recommended readings, reading materials, who does the each title, and program outcomes, learning outcomes, program description, everything, all the things are there, assignments, and how the trainees or the learners are evaluated with the in order to justify, in order to understand whether they have learned the given content, everything given. So that is a kind of a lesson plan, right? Lesson plan must include those type of things, those things. Lesson plan uh, is that creating a lesson plan requires the trainer to determine what is to be covered and how much time to devote each part of the session. Example is this one. Uh, Simply by looking at this, you can understand what a lesson plan is. This is a sample lesson plan. And this researcher has suggested some components to be included in developing a lesson plan. What are they? Content must be included, and sequence of activities, right? Sequencing of activities like this from 8:30 to 8:35, this one, and 45 to 9:15, this one, and 9:15 to 9:45, likewise, a proper sequencing of activities. For example, when you go to the what do you call this, our C1 or the course outline, for example, right? Course outline clearly sequenced all the content uh, in a logical manner. As you can see, these are the learning outcomes, right? Timetable informations. And when you go through this, right? So this, we don't want to give this one at the very beginning, because let's say this one, we don't want to take this last one into the first, because all these things arranged in a logical sequence. The place where it is need to be placed, properly placed, all the things as per the sequence in a logical order, because this is in this particular activity you are going to learning is kind of a mental activity, right? So depending on the mental processes, we ordered everything in this lesson. We have ordered or sequenced the topics to be taught in a logical manner, in a way that the learning principles and the learning strategies, learning realities, and all the learning theories. By considering all these, we have sequenced everything, right? So, in a logical manner, in a reasonable manner, we have arranged them. So that need to be done for your HRD program as well in a lesson plan. So lesson plan must be developed uh, rationally, or lesson plan must be developed uh, with a sound rationality, or with a sound what do you call this, learning principles and learning theories and learning teaching methodologies, right? Following teaching learning methodologies, you need to develop your own lesson plan. Right? Content according to a logical manner, in a way that learner is able to understand everything. You need to sequence the activities for complying with the learning principles and learning uh, uh, strategies or learning principles. Selecting or designing the training media, and that again need to be incorporated in the lesson plan. What type of media or techniques used, selection or development of experiential exercises, and timing, method of instruction, number and type of evaluation of items. All these things included uh, in our course outline, as you noted. Here you can see everything given, right? So subject codes, semester information, course description, learning outcomes, timetable informations, right? Credit information and description, and how we test, how we evaluate you, marks weightage, and the recommended reading, and the contact details of the resource persons, and who are going to deliver this session, and their contact information, and the place, venue, and when timetable informations, and how the given time is allocated in each week, time slot allocations, uh, and uh, assessments informations, all these marks weightage, all these things included, right? And we have another lesson plan. There are different templates you can follow your own one based on your own preference, but there are various formats. You can develop your own one based by satisfying all these criteria. Now, the next step is selecting training methods. Basically, you can select which method to use in your program, HRD program. In order to do that, you must know first what are the methods available. What are the methods available, right? What are the methods available? You must know this. Uh, and simply, various training methods are available. All these various methods are further divided into mainly three categories. One is uh, this one, active form of training, or the active form of HRD, human resource development, and least active and most active forms. Basically, least active in the sense that participants are actively engaged. Their active engagement is very low, by using this kind of left-hand side methods like lectures, video tapes. Simply the lecture method, like what I'm doing now. No one talk with me now. No one is talking with me. Only I don't know whether they are participating, they are really involving, they are listening to me. I don't know. I'm only actively participating and I'm learning by this, by talking this, I'm learning, still learning, right? But I don't know whether you are learning, right? So least form of active participation is there with the lecturing and video tapes. For example, I ask you to watch my YouTube video and I do my own work. And sometimes I don't know whether you are watching the video or not. That is again not actively involving in the learning activity. Right? So these things are least active participation of learning methods, and they when used when these types are used, normally nearly learning taken place maximum less than 5%, less than 5%. Learning normally taken place only less than 5%. 95% of learning is totally out, not taken place, not happening. Learning is not happening uh, really, which means that you don't get what I'm teaching. 95% is waste, right? Only you get only 5% of what I'm teaching now. Only 5%, which means that if I'm lecturing but this content for 2 hours, if I ask a question, you get nearly maximum 5 marks. 95 marks is lost, right? So by this kind of a method. So therefore, this is not even though this is popular, this is most inattractive, inefficient method for learning. And the most active form, the opposite of that is most active form is outdoor training, activity-based learning, role-playing exercises, games, simulations, all these active participation forms are these. And or you can use a combination of these two uh, in between methods, right? Active forms, least active forms, most active forms, or you can use in between these two method, a particular method in between these two. Right, so simply you need to know about in detail about these methods. What are the in-between methods? What are the least? Simply two methods already listed out. That is mostly common methods. And you need to know about outdoor training, role-playing exercises, games, business games, or different types of games. Like for example, if you are an English teacher, suppose you are an English teacher, right? You need to, rather than just delivering your lecture or just delivering your teaching, you can simply get the engagement, involvement in the learning process, actively participants learning. The participation for the learning can be engaged really when you use games. There are so many games to teach English. When you Google it, simply YouTube, in the YouTube, you can find various techniques to teach English. So likewise, for me as well, I can use different games to teach this subject, this one. But the problem is time is limited and simulations, replications. Right. So now training methods can also be grouped into two broad categories. Apart from these three categorizations, we have another categorization, that is on the job training and off the job training. Right. So normally there are some methods which can take, which can be used to train or to develop an employee while that particular employee is performing in the job. There are methods. Or there are methods uh, who can be sent outside from his or her job to acquire his particular knowledge, skill, or other related attitude. That is off the job training, right? Now, whatever the method that you are using, you need to know about very much. Uh, you need to know all these delivery methods, training methods, development methods in detail, and their pros and cons and their applications in detail must be known. And when you know this, then you can use an appropriate method catering or appropriate method uh, 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 catering to the situation or catering to the context. Uh, uh, Simply suitable method depending on the learner's type or the learner's styles or the learner's categories, learner's knowledge level, learner's conditions, organizational conditions, job type, different factors. By considering different factors, simply you are able to determine which method that you need to use. That knowledge, that competency, that ability must be there in a HRD professional. So you must have the capacity to determine which methodology used to which group, which methodology used to which group, in which time, right? You must uh, be able to do that. Like selecting the training methods, uh, selecting most appropriate training method, several factors again need to be considered. One factor is the objective of the program, depending on the that is a supreme factor, most important factor. Depending on the objective, you can determine, you must be able to determine which method that you need to use. If the objective is to improve interpersonal skills, more active methods such as videotaping, role playing, or behavior modeling would be better choices than the lecture or computer-based training methods. Please remember, these are very important. I will give you some questions at the examination, right? Example jobs will be given. For example, you want to train the air hostess. You want to train the air hostess. Which type of method that you're going to use? These type of questions will be asked. You want to train an HR manager. Which type of method need to be used? Right? So for the HRM paper last time, because in the HRM paper we have training and development, the basic HR function, right? So we gave a question on that. I will show you that question. So these type of similar questions will be there. Please note that uh, you will be you will be given similar type of questions for this exam as well. This one. This is Right? So see this question, 14 marks. ABC manufactures garment to cater to the Sri Lankan market. You observe that the sales force of this ABC manufacturing is not performing well. Explain how you implement a training and development intervention similar to HRD. Right? So in this course, we use the same terminology, training and development, but in this course, in the sense that HRM module, HRM course, first year's course module, we simply use HR training and development. But in this course, we are using the HRD, right? So implement HRD intervention using HRD process. HRD process is the process we are talking about in this course as well for ABC Salesforce, right? So how do you design an HRD intervention? What is the training need? Because students have not properly answered this question, right? They haven't answered. Most of them scored only less than 5 marks for this question. This is purely an application question, right? So you are supposed to answer these type of practical questions, application questions. Because what is the training need? What is the training need? What is the training need? Can someone give me the training need for this HRD program? You need to identify what is the training need. What is the training need of this case? Because every other thing is depend on the training needs identification. All the other things need to be determined based on the training needs. So for this case, you need to identify what is the training need. Then you need to develop the training HRD program, right? So you need to develop objectives. You need to develop make or buy decisions, and you can develop lesson plan, right? Then after that, what we discussed. Then select training methods. You can determine which method that you're going to use, and finally selecting the method, right? So these are the ways by which simply you must be able to, let's say, here the case is given for Salesforce, right? Salesforce is the target employment. Maybe sometimes another job will be given, right? Let's say air hostess, maybe engineers, maybe skillful jobs, maybe knowledge level jobs like university lecturer. Which type you highly recommend? For a carpenter, small shop floor level, skillful related employees, skilled employees. How you can which type of method that you are going to select as a training method for skilled employees, unskilled employees, semi-skilled employees, or maybe knowledge workers like us, right? So you need to know which method ideal for such categories. And here in this case, Salesforce is the job, right? So please note that these areas are very much important, and the type of job is given. Based on the type of jobs given, you need to develop, you need to select the training method. Not all the methods are suitable for all the jobs. Different, we have different jobs, different responsibilities, different knowledge levels required to perform those jobs. Maybe sometimes skill level, knowledge level are totally different. In that case, we need to determine which is the focus, whether knowledge is the focus to be given, or whether the skill is the focus to be given. Right? So target is the skill, whether the target area to be improved is the skill. Obviously, skill related techniques need to be selected. Whether the knowledge is the target to improve, obviously we can use various techniques to improve the knowledge. Various training methods are there. You need to know these things. Right. Time is over. Now we can continue the session from this point afterwards. And we have nearly 10 slides to go. And that will be done by Thursday. Right. Thank you so much. Do you have any question? No. Right. We'll meet you all by Thursday. Thank you.
Thank you.